Hello. Now, if you've never seen any of my work or watched me before, then let me introduce myself. My name is Conor, and around 2 years ago I did a drawing every day for a year. Now, one of the main reasons why I set myself this project was because I didn't like my attitude towards my artwork. I would go through long periods of time of not creating anything, and for me that felt like an issue. Like, if this was something that I wanted to do for a living, if this is something that I wanted to make money off, if I was working within an artistic or creative environment, I'd be wanting to draw every day, I'd be wanting to create every day, because that's what I did for a living. It was something that I was passionate about. So I basically threw myself in the deep end and decided to, it might have been an over-the-top amount of time, but decided to draw every day for a year. Now, for someone who doesn't draw regularly, or someone who isn't confident in their work, I just thought I'd give a few tips on some things that I would have liked to have known before I got to doing my drawing every day. Just a couple of things that I feel like really would have helped me in the long run. Number one, the hardest thing about drawing regularly, about drawing daily, is starting. Is putting that pencil to paper. That is the hardest thing. I know. You stare down at a blank page and it is daunting as fuck. You panic, you don't know what you do. I don't know what to draw. What am I supposed to draw? What should I draw? So you then panic about it, put it off, procrastinate, and then you're then not in the mood to draw anymore, so you don't do it. And then that becomes a recurring cycle. It becomes something that's just is natural. As soon as you put that pencil to paper, start drawing, start putting a couple of lines together, it will just flow naturally, and you'll just get straight into the drawing, and you'll just get straight into it. So that tip is literally just start. Just put pen to paper and start. For me personally, I'm a very experimental artist, so when I was drawing every day, I would try and switch up styles, maybe every half a week or weekly, just to keep things fresh for me, and then I try and see like how far I could then progress in that style over the week, which was a lot of fun. If you're not that sort of person and you like to stick to your roots and you like to stick to one particular style, then I suggest putting a list together. Say you go, okay, you know what, I'm going to do a drawing every day for the next week, or every day for the next 2 weeks, right? And you go, what do I want to draw? Maybe I'll do some botanical drawings. Maybe I'll do some animal drawings. Put a list of animals together. Say I'm going to draw, over the next 15 days, I'm going to draw 15 different animals. I'm going to draw an otter on this day, and I'm going to draw a tiger on this day, and then I'll draw a zebra. Once that list is there, it then takes that whole scariness away from it. It takes the whole dauntingness away from it. Because you can then come home and go, well, I know what I'm going to draw. Because there's a list there. I'm going to come home and I'm going to draw my otter. Just as simple as that. Is either making a list and then putting that pen to paper. And it will all come naturally. Number two is you will never like every single thing you create or every single thing you draw. Facts. You won't. But I will say one thing, these drawings are the best drawings that you do, because these are the ones that help you develop your skills. These are the ones that help you better yourself as an artist, because these are the ones that you can look back on and go, okay, why didn't I like it? What would I change about it? Is there a reason why I didn't share it, or why I didn't show anyone? Why do I hate this so much? You can then look at those things, take those negative thoughts, and then tip them on their head and help them benefit you. You will then end up developing your skills from that, because you can then reevaluate and relook at what you didn't like about it and what you change from it. Number three is timings. Now, I personally didn't put any time limit on my drawings. They would range from either 30 minutes to all the way up to about 5 hours. But if that's something that will help you, go ahead, do it. Put a bit of structure into your day. Say, you know what, I'm only going to draw for half an hour today. I don't have that much time to spare. Or say you do. Make it 2 hours. It's completely up to you. Just have fun with it. Now, one thing that I will say is if you are a busy person and you don't have that much time to spare, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself thinking that just because you're drawing for a small amount of time, then that way sort of makes you bad as an artist. It doesn't. Say I have a busy week and I go, you know what? I'm not going to be in the mood to draw when I get home. So what I'm going to do is every single time I have a cigarette break, I'm going to do a quick 5-minute sketch. Say I have 10 cigarette breaks that day. That's 50 minutes of drawing. If I do that every day for a week, that's 350 minutes. Believe me, that small amount of time you spend, it adds up and it will benefit you. It will. So don't let that, just because you can't draw for that long, don't let that put you off. Number 4 is try and make it part of your routine. Now what I mean by that is try and do it around the same sort of time. For me personally, I would finish work, I'd come home, I'd grab something to eat, I'd then draw for about 2 or 3 hours, I'd watch TV for about an hour, have a shower, go to bed. I personally would draw around about 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm very much a late night drawer, but just try and incorporate it into your routine somehow, and after a while it will just become a habit. It will become second nature to you. When I finished my drawing every day for a year, when I finished day 365, I woke up the next day and what did I do? I drew. Because it was now a part of me, it was now a habit, it was now a routine. It was no different to the coffee that I have when I wake up in the morning. It was no different to the cigarette that I have on the way to work. It was a part of me now. So try and make it part of that routine. It also helps with the first tip that I made of, because it's something that becomes so naturally to you, it then takes away that daunting thing of like, oh, I don't know what to draw, because you're always going to be in the mood to draw. Number 5 is don't let it get to your head. Short version of this is just don't get cocky. The long version is over time you'll start to see your skills develop, you'll start to see that you'll get better at certain things, you'll start to see that, you'll know how to analyse things better and know how to develop things better. Just don't let that get to your head. Don't think that all of a sudden you're God's fucking gift and you're brilliant at everything. Just continue to learn. Continue to try and benefit from drawing regularly. That should be, to be fair, that should be it, rather than don't let it get to your head. Number 5 should be continue to learn. Continue to better yourself, basically, and don't become a cocky little prick. Number 6 is be kind to yourself. Don't take it too seriously, just have fun with it. I tried to, work and also keep a social life at the same time, and I also tried to prioritise my drawing every day, where I'd actually choose to draw over, go out and meet friends. And what happened? It backfired and I ended up burning out. Don't do what I did. The most important thing is your head. Look after yourself, basically. Look after your mental health. Don't let it engulf you. Don't do what I did and let it overtake your life. Just have fun with it, and if you feel like it's getting a little bit too much, then just step away. And that leads us on to number 7, and that is plain and simple, something that I don't even need to explain. Just have fun. Simple as that. Just have fun.